What's good, y'all? It's your boy Mike coming through with another video on my channel, Conversations with Mike. Let's go! First thing first, there's something I want to address. I was watching my first video last week, and it was about maybe one or two things that I could have been a little bit more specific on. But look, that was my first video, y'all. I was honestly nervous like crazy. I even had the notes in front of me, but listen, that's the great things about mistakes. You learn from them, you grow, and you keep on going. And I know my channel is a little bit plain, or a lot of plain, but I'm in the motions of fixing it up, so y'all just bear with me, alright? So with that being said, we ain't gonna dwell in the past. Let's move forward. Today is the day that the Lord has made. We shall rejoice and be glad in it. So listen, I want you guys to remember, any day above ground is a good day. And I don't care who you are, you have a purpose for being here. I say this because the other day I was in the valley. I was real low and I was down and I didn't want anybody to bother me. I just wasn't beat. And I was just thinking about how we all have them days where we're down and we feel depressed and we just feel so much on us that we don't want to be bothered by anybody. We just want to stay in a box. And I wanted you guys to know that you're not alone. This happens to everybody. I know sometimes you feel worthless. You feel like trash. Listen, I had them days. I had days that turned into weeks and weeks that turned into months. Sometimes I just felt like it's nothing I can do right. Nothing is going right for me and it's just my fault. But check this out. Don't worry about that. You're worth so much more to God, the creator of all things. You might even have them times where there's crazy thoughts going on in your head and you feel like, oh man, I'm a nutcase. If anybody knew the thoughts that were going on in my mind, they would think I'm crazy. If you deal with thoughts of depression, suicide, or any of those things like that, ask God for peace and understanding. He'll give it to you. But listen, guys, it's not you. It's the enemy trying to plant things in your mind to bring them to life. Don't feel like you have no reason to live. The enemy wants to steal your time so you won't be productive. Guys, you have a purpose. There's a reason why you're here. You may wake up every morning and feel like it's normal, but it's not normal. You didn't have to wake up today. The Lord bless you with air in your lungs to breathe, to be here another day. That means you have purpose that you need to walk in. Some people didn't wake up today. Some people didn't wake up yesterday. But you, yes, you woke up today. I want you to really think about this. Did you know that when your mother and your father came together, over 200 million sperm cells raced to the egg? But you won that race. I remember when God was speaking to Jeremiah. He said, before I formed you in the womb, I knew you. Before you were born, I set you apart. I appointed you as a prophet to the nations. The point I want to focus on in this sentence is the first part. Before you were formed in the womb, I knew you. Do you guys realize how much you are worth? God created you. You came to his mind before the world was even created. You guys are wonderfully and fearfully made. He could have created so many other people, or he could have just not created you at all, but he chose to create you. I don't know about anybody else, but I'm grateful. God created a million, gabillion, kajillion things, but he created me also. He took the time to create me. There's a million things we haven't even seen yet. No matter what you may think or how you may feel, God has a plan for you. God says, for I know the plans I have for you. Plans to prosper you and not to harm you. Plans to give you hope and a future. Trust and believe in God. God will use the man who sinned 1,000,000 times just as he used the man that sinned 1,000 times. He'll use a poor woman just as much as he'll use a rich woman. But some of the major keys are praying, holding on to God, staying in your word, and staying positive. And listen, guys, don't let the negativity weigh you down, because the naysayers won't be there to hold your hand when you're moving forward. You guys gotta fight positivity with negativity. And when I say fight, I don't mean be sarcastic with your positivity. You might be at a job or at a school where it's negativity and you don't really like it there. But guess what? You can be the one to change the atmosphere. While everybody's bringing up negativity, you make it rain positivity. You guys just gotta keep going. Hey, I don't want you guys to think you aren't gonna go through obstacles and pain and suffering. Listen, that's a part of life. You gotta keep going, keep moving. It's a difference between a person who gets knocked down and stays there than a person who gets knocked down and gets back up. But just keep pushing and don't get distracted, because results do take time. The race is not given to the swift or the battle to the strong, nor does food come to the wise, or wealth to the brilliant, or favor to the learned, but time and chance happen to them all. In other words, life is like a marathon, not a sprint. Living life is not easy. It can be very hard at times. Listen, these great things you guys are trying to do, if it was easy, anybody would be able to do it. The only way you can stay strong is to stay close to the Lord. And if you're having trouble enduring, pray to Him and ask Him. He'll help you. But listen, family, this is what I want y'all to do. I want you guys to start making choices that feed your purpose and leave behind the choices that starve your purpose. From this day forth, I want you guys to live knowing that you have purpose and live up to those expectations. And if you feel like you don't know your purpose, get more in tune with God. Stay close to Him. Pray to Him, ask Him, and talk to Him. He'll begin to show you what your purpose is. Fasting sometimes won't hurt you. That's it for today, guys. So until next time, much love, stay encouraged, and be blessed.